Being in a foreign country does not mean that a Muslim should out all Islamic rituals or should quit all Islamic rituals, including fasting in Ramadan. To know more about the activities of Indonesian Muslims staying or living abroad, we will talk with a number of Indonesian diaspora. And today we are joined by Shah Firlia Auliandra in Kedah, Malaysia, and Erwin Sham in Lund, Sweden. Hello, Firlia and Erwin. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So,
Thank
is
you.
this your first time fasting abroad, far away from home? Maybe we go to Firlia first.
Hi, my name is Shafira Lendra. You can call me Firly. I'm a student of Bachelor of Media and Communication in Al Buhor International University, Malaysia. Actually, this is my third time fasting abroad, especially in Malaysia, since I came here 2022. So I'm not surprised on it. The more I came here, so the more I understand, the more I learn what I have to do, such as the habit like waking up for suhoor, and the important thing is managing time, of course.
All right. How about you, Erwin?
Okay, the first time, thank you very much for having us. I'm here, Erwin. I report from Lund, Sweden. For that questions, actually, yeah, definitely, it's my first time fasting abroad, far away from my cozy hometown in Indonesia. We call it Kabupaten Jeneponto in South
Mm,
Sulawesi, and same with Fairly, like back home, the atmosphere during Ramadan
Yeah.
in Indonesia is just so different, filled with the hustle and bustle neighborhood, which masjid or mosque everywhere, aroma of delicious food wafting through the air, and the warmth of our family, of course, and our friends. So being in Sweden adds a whole new dimension of my experience. It's a blessing.
okay. So, how do you have to fast in Sweden at the moment? I mean, how do you find fasting in Sweden?
Okay, fasting in Sweden has been quite the experience, like a little bit challenging actually. The days are much longer here compared to Indonesia, which means longer hours of fasting. Plus, the weather is cooler. It's really helpful actually. So it's a bit easier in terms of thirsty. So I'm not like it's like a normal day. Like it's not like Ramadan, so I'm not feels thirsty. But the hunger can still hit pretty hard. But you know what? It's a beautiful challenge. It's like a test for me, like resilience of my iman and faith in different setting. So that's something really I find quite fulfilling.
Great. Good to hear that. How about you, Firly? I know that maybe Malaysia and Indonesia quite similar, but how do you feel so far?
Well, yeah, same like you. It kind of similar like Indonesia and Malaysia, but for the time, it's not similar because I can say I a little bit shocked because it is like the time is too late. Like we usually like doing suhoor at 3 or 4 a.m. But in here, Malaysia, we usually doing suhoor before 6 a.m. So it is good, I guess. Then because I'm a student, and then I'm going to class at 9:30, and maybe it's the struggle thing as about the weather because I live in the northeast of Malaysia, so the weather is so hot and it's around 38 derajat Celsius, I guess. So
Mm,
yeah.
okay, so that must be challenging for you. Do you find it difficult to perform key rituals such as fasting or performing Tarawih prayers in Kedah, Malaysia?
I cannot find any difficulties here. We are fasting and pray like usual, safe and
Okay.
peaceful. Because Malaysia is majority of Malaysia is Muslim. So yeah, same like Indonesia. And we have most or also in my university. So it's very comfortable, and also Malaysia warmly welcome to international student here. Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Erwin?
Yeah, talk about challenges. Yeah, of course, in here in Sweden, like today actually it's like 5 Celsius degree, a little bit colder to be honest. And yeah, for there are some hurdles when performing Q rituals here in Sweden, like fasting and Tarawih especially. And for me, the biggest challenges is like getting to the mosque for Tarawih prayers. Mostly in we have like a three different masjid in here, but mostly I doing my Tarawih like in IKC. We call Islamiska Culture Center in Lund. Unlike back home where the mosque is just stone's throw away from your house, but here in Sweden, we have to need to be a little bit struggle. I have to rely on tram or a bus schedules, which adds a layer of planning and effort. But we need to be like disciplined with the tram or bus schedules. So I make it work. So far, so good. Alhamdulillah. However, for the practices of the Taraweeh, it's quite similar in compared to Indonesia. So
Okay.
nothing like big challenging actually.
Okay. How do you prepare or how do you have your meals for iftar break and sahur, Erwin?
For iftar, okay, okay. Preparing for iftar and sahur a little bit tricky actually, but a little bit different compared to Indonesia because in Indonesia my mom prepared for everything. Since here I cannot just run to the local market for Indonesian specialties like yeah which are always easy to find, yummy and high delicacy food in the market. But in here I have to get creative with my meals. I usually prepare simple yet nutritious dishes like easy to make as a students because we are alone in here, so we have to make easy as possible. And but actually the simply food, we need to make sure that provide enough energy to sustain me throughout the fasting hours. And for sahur, actually, a little bit challenges for me since I need to waking up earlier. Because in sahur in here at 3 a.m. So I need to wake up earlier. It's around like 3 hours from like Tarawih. So that's the thing that the challenge myself. But one thing for sure, it's mandatory for me at least one consume banana or an apple during iftar and sahur. Thank you.
Okay. Good to hear that you already found your menu for the
Yeah.
sahur. Okay. How about you, Firly?
Oh, maybe it is kind of struggling because while when I'm in Indonesia, my family always preparing for me, and I also helping my mother to cook, to everything. But here, I'm doing all alone. It is just me and my friend. My friend also helped me, and then because I cannot. To be honest, I cannot cook, so I usually going outside for yeah, for food, and then take a food from yeah, cafeteria in my university, and also some bazaar. Like some situation in Indonesia, in Malaysia we have bazaar also. Like we can take a takjil, and there's a various kind of food here. Also sold here. Like as I can find the biggest bazaar in Al Sutar, Malaysia. We can find the Malaysian food, Indian food, Indonesian food, even Western food. So it is not difficult to find food here. But for Sohur, it's kind of difficult because I should to manage my time for cook. So I prefer to buy food before Sohur. It's around 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. Yeah,
All
something
right.
like that.
All right. Since you also or already mentioned that your food usually was prepared by your mom, so do you have anything to say to your mom here in Indonesia or maybe the family?
Yeah. Actually, I miss them. Actually, 6 months ago, I already met my mom, but I miss you guys a lot. My mom, my dad, and my brother. You guys usually like we doing iftar together, but here I'm without you guys. But Alhamdulillah, I can do very well. I can do by myself, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. How about you, Erwin? Do you have anything to say to your family here in Indonesia?
Okay, what do I miss the most about Ramadan in Indonesia? Definitely is the sense of community and togetherness, actually. So Ramadan back home is not just about fasting, but in Indonesia, coming together as a community, sharing meals, attending Taraweh prayers with your family, come to the masjid with your family. But yeah, the yeah, it sounds like I totally miss my family for my mom's cook, and yeah, especially for like satay. We have like a special food in during the Ramadan that made by our mom. We called satay by our mom. So yeah, that's what I miss a lot. My mom's cook. Yeah, I miss home.
All right. Thank you once again, Philly and Erin, for sharing your experience with us here on TVR World.